What is TWS podcast, episode, whatever, who cares at this point?
Bar.
The rants of the vindicated.
It's my podcast and I do what I want to.
People, listen.
Word, is it still live?
It's not working for me, Rich. All right, we gonna keep going.
I know I changed my voice at work.
Bars on the radio.
What is TWS podcast?
I'm ready. I feel like the Neanderthal. Staring at my watch and I'm feeling so new school. Suicide attempts, how many tries does it take?
Damn.
They ain't never gonna be ready. No. I try to do some boy band shit, but I wasn't ready apparently. Anyway, this is the What is TWS podcast, and as always, I am J. Flan, and joining me through the mystery of a bunch of tubes is now that sounds gay. Pause. I mean, I don't want to offend nobody. Whatever. Through the mystery of the interwebs is my brother Rich Nerd. We are the White Pants Society. Thanks for rocking with us. Episode 117, my nigga. Like we are really still here. 117 times we sat down to do this show, and we still doing it for whatever reason.
And we ain't gonna stop.
Nigga, buy these shirts. I ain't playing. Oh man. Oh, okay. All right, let's get to our calls to action. People, to paraphrase my brother in the intro, but Flint, Michigan is still a thing, and this is unacceptable. There's no reason that there should be a major city in the United States of America without clean water. I know that there are probably several people out there organizing and putting things together for the people of Flint. I'm directing you to my brother, my friend, because I know he does good work. I believe in what he does, and I know whatever you can donate and whatever you can contribute to his cause will go to the right place. If you can check it out, ttcharities.org. Please check out ttcharities.org. Donate what you can, time, money, a repost, a retweet, tell a friend, whatever it is. I know they have a program going on right now between ttcharities.org and Black Millennials for Flint. BM4F is the hashtag. They are trying to put together another donation to the people of Flint, Michigan. Like I said, the last time I checked, and this was probably a month ago, they had already donated 14,000 gallons of clean water to the people of Flint, Michigan. Michigan seems to have, thrown these people to the wayside. These are tax-paying, water bill-paying citizens, and they don't have a staple of life, clean water. So let's be our brother's keeper. If there's anything you can do, just check out the website, ttcharities.org. You'll find everything you need to find there. We've also, tweeted out the calls to action on our Twitter and posted them on our Facebook. So just people, please, if you can, just take care of our own folks. Flint ain't fixed. Right. That's all the singing I'm in.
Man, I still think it's pretty crazy, actually. And to your point, just to reiterate what you said, I don't want to drag this out, but a major city in the United States of America.
United States of America.
That's crazy.
That doesn't make sense. There's no excuse. There's absolutely no excuse. So, if we have to
building a wall to keep people out, and we can't even get clean water in, that's crazy.
The people that's in here, yeah. So, $15 billion they want. Was it 15? It was $15 billion, right, for the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Something stupid. $15 billion they want for the wall, and we got people in a major city within the continental United States that do not have clean water.
That's some shit.
Come on. All right. Lighter note, Rena's Cakeys. If you like sweet treats, holla at renascakeys.com. If you don't know what a cakey is, it is the size and shape of a cookie, but the texture of a cake. They come with frostings on them. They got the lime, the lemon lime. No, it's the lime, the lemon, the strawberry. Those are my favorites. But I know she also got salted caramel, other flavors that are not my favorites. But the other joints are my favorites. They do birthday cakes, crazy birthday cakes. I seen them do Appalachian Trail Goodbye Cake. I seen
That
him
one
do-
really was good. It was thick. It was good as fuck though.
I seen him do some incredibly dope shit. So anything you need, bakery, sweet treat wise, RinasCakeys.com. RINAS Cakeys.com. Holla at him. And then we can't forget a big friend of the show, somebody who supported us for a long time, and we love to support him in return. My boy Alex at Celebrity Hair. Help me out, Rich. Celebrity Hair Corp.
Celebrity Hair Corp.
There we go. CelebrityHairCorp.com. Ladies,
Got them bundles.
they got them bundles, ladies. We are getting into the dog days of summer. Sweat and glue don't mix. You need to renew them bundles. You need them new bundles. And they got the free tax. They got the no tax, free shipping. You can't beat it.
Holla at him. He got that 18-inch, that 16-inch, that
All
Yaki, that
Yaki.
Peruvian.
Ah.
He got it.
You got it. Get at them. Free tax. I keep fucking that up. No tax. Free shipping. Celebrity Hair Corp.
It's like, do you know a nigga named Tax? Damn.
Free tax stone. Nah, I ain't getting in that beef. CelebrityHairCorp.com. No tax, free shipping. Get your bundles, ladies. All right. Done with that. Man, crazy week. Crazy week. Got so much, like, I'm going to go into this a little bit. People, I feel like I do not like confrontation. I do not like having to get into arguments. I do not like talking to people in a certain tone. I do not like getting aggressive. I do not like, these are things I try to avoid with everything in me. And a lot of times it bites me in the ass because I sit back and I let certain shit slide because I don't want confrontation, because I don't want I just don't want the friction unnecessarily. Like, I can take it. I feel like I can take it. Like, if you diss me and it's like inconsequential, it's not going to stop me from getting no money, or it's not going to stop me from feeding my family, then I can take that diss or whatever. So I eat those. And I feel like it bites me in the ass a lot. I want to say, like, there will always come a point where I am going to fire back. There will always come a point where I'm a man first. I'm a man, that deserves a certain level of respect. I deserve to be spoken to a certain way, or not to be spoken to a certain way. And at a certain point, I'm always going to fight back and defend myself. And I hate it when it comes to that. It hurts me. Like it. I think other people deal with like strife and confrontation a lot easier. It don't sit with them for as long. Like, it sits with me for a minute. Like, I absolutely hate it, and so I avoid it with a passion. And I try to treat everybody with compassion and love, because I genuinely do love most people. Even if I don't like you, I love you, and I'd rather just pass off something than to turn it into an argument. But when the time comes, I have to defend myself. I have to speak up for myself. I have to no longer be a pushover or I don't even know the word I'm looking for. But yeah, I just want to get that out there. Like, I know that, starting this show and saying some of the things that I say and being as open and honest and talking about, my personal issues and talking about my personal feelings and my personal views on certain situations is going to invite a certain amount of conflict. And I've accepted that as well. But don't take that to mean that you can just say and do anything to me and I'm good with it. Like, I'm a man first. I'm a man with pride first. Mm-hmm. Like, just don't ever forget that. All right. I'm also a dad first. Dad stuff, Rich. I realized something the other day that I do that makes absolutely no fucking sense. But I do it because I'm a dad.
What's that?
Nigga, I ordered some poke the other day. I mean, this was not even the poke at the Oast House, which is good. Shout out to the Oast House. Good food, great atmosphere. The people are nice. I wore my Dear Police, I'm a White Woman's t-shirt there. No static, only high fives. Love y'all. But I ordered some poke from someplace else. And, you know, it's raw fish. Everything in there is uncooked except for the rice. But it's all raw and cold. I saw myself, I got the bowl, and I'm, like, mixing it together. I'm getting the perfect bite, the right amount of, like, chili paste with the salmon and the rice. And I had some edamame and some avocado and some scallions. And I'm getting everything, like, the perfect bite. And I got it on the fork, and I'm getting ready to eat it. And I blew it. Pause. I blew it. Like, I'm so used to, like, making sure my daughter's food is not too hot that I'm like, blowing on cold shit before I eat it. Like, I honestly, hey, Rich, I went through this whole, like, telling this story in my head, like, 100 times before we did this episode. And
it's no good way to say it.
There's no way to say it that don't deserve a pause. So I'm gonna throw that one blanket pause out there for the whole shit. But yeah, dad life has me like blowing on cold food for some reason. Like, it's like I do it, and every time I do it, I'm like, what the fuck? Why are you blowing on this cold food? And then I eat it.
But then you do it again.
And I do it again. The very next bite, nigga, like the very next bite, I'm like, I gotta make sure it don't burn my tongue. Like some dad shit. But yeah, I rocked the Dear Police, I'm a White Woman t-shirt out this weekend in Texas. And it went over pretty smoothly. Like, Rich was with me. I don't think we had no issue.
Yeah, he was definitely getting a bunch of high fives.
I was getting high fives. Like, I was getting more love than I was getting, like, oh my God, you know. That's my impression of Rich impersonating a white woman. Oh my God.
Yeah, but I didn't see any bad stares.
Nah, no bad stares. It was all love.
Friction.
It was all good. The only bad thing I had happen to me this week is so, you know, we try to stay on, like, cutting edge, kind of edgy topics. So I ain't even gonna say who. Somebody sent me an article about a dude in South Africa who got, like, raped 23 times over the course of a weekend while being forced to drink energy drinks, right? So I get this article. I'm going to say, one, if it fucked my soul up because I was upset at myself for, like, why do I automatically assume this is bullshit and I have to, like, investigate it and, like, prove its legitimacy. So I was already, like, I was already mad at myself that the fact that a man possibly got raped while being forced to drink energy drinks.
Man.
Red Bull. Pause. Yeah, so I went on this hunt to try to track down the legitimacy of this article. And it sent me to some sketchy websites, one of which crashed my Ubuntu laptop. Like, I thought Linux was like the uncrashable shit.
Yeah. The open source, unaffectable.
But I went to some shit in I guess it was some South African shit. I don't even know what the website was. But I still can't use the laptop. I'm using a different laptop tonight. I normally use that laptop to record the show. And I actually have my Chinese laptop because it's immune to the South African bullshit. See, this is so racist. God damn.
Nah, that's funny as shit.
I got my Chinese laptop out tonight to do this show. And because my Ubuntu laptop is dead because I was trying to investigate this dude got raped over the course of... Why am I still laughing? This is wrong, Rich. If somebody got raped for 72 hours, it's not a laughing matter. That's sad.
That's crazy, though. I saw the article. To kidnap a guy, to force feed him Red Bull. It was Red Bull and Viagra. They force fed him.
See, stop it. That's the devil. That's the devil.
They force fed him Red Bull and Viagra, and repeatedly fucked the shit out of this dude. Correction, repeatedly made him fuck the shit out of them for 72 hours. Like, but who thinks of that? It's like, oh yeah, I'm about to get this nigga this Viagra and this Red Bull, and I'm gonna rod the shit out of him. Fall asleep, wake the fuck back up, take another pill. Like, who thinks of some shit like that? And then I don't know. It's weird.
I mean, I was calling bullshit because it was supposedly 3 women, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I've been in some good relationships and had some really good times sexually, had some a lot of fun. And I feel like I was doing my thing, several times. And I don't know of a set of 3 women that could just like marathon Red Bull and Viagra 72 hours straight. Like either if you can do 72 hours straight, that means you not fucking, like you not doing it. Like, like something has gone horribly wrong, my nigga. This is wrong. This is all wrong. Rich, let's change the subject.
I'm just saying, like,
If a dude got raped, I'm so sorry for what happened to you, my brother. I apologize. I'm so sorry that you were mistreated like that.
But then, so the thing about it is, it's like at a certain point, it's like, is he really doing anything, or is it just really the Red Bull and the Viagra?
It's
just
72 hours. They should be sore as fuck. Okay, see, Rich, you're taking me to places I don't want to go.
But I mean, so you figure it's 3 people, they're taking turns. So it's like boom, 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 everybody gets around. You take a nap.
How long is that? All right, the 3.
You give him a cup of water or something like that.
We going 3 before he get to go back to sleep. How much time is that, Rich?
I mean, you figure you're not trying to marathon it because you're pacing yourself. And I feel bad about this, but we're trying to think of this logically in order to debunk the myth.
72 hours, Rich?
72 hours. So they had him for 72 hours. That doesn't mean that they were constantly raping him continuously for 72 hours. But within a 72-hour span, they had their way with him while pumping him full of Red Bull and Viagra.
All right. Hey, people.
So
I would suggest you don't look this one up because my laptop is dead. Like, just fuck it. Like, just take it as what it is. Believe what you want to believe. If it did happen, so sorry, my brother. Start a Kickstarter or something. I will find that shit.
All right, so before we move on for this one, I just got a question. I don't want to delve more into it, but so personally for me, I drink Red Bull. Not all the time, but I drink Red Bull consistently sometimes because, all of these flavors they got kind of taste good. But I don't feel like Red Bull necessarily wakes me the fuck up. Like, I drink Red Bull because it tastes good. I don't necessarily feel more energized. Like, the taurine don't got me popping. So does it energy drinks, do they work for you? Like, did it have him that hype to where, like, did it like immediately give him a up and then a down, but he was still up because of the Viagra? Like, I don't know.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you 2 things about energy drinks on me. Like, one, right now I drink Amp, and yes, I know that when I get to work and I finish my Amp, I'm good for the day. It's the same way that the cold brew.
Oh yeah, that cold brew
with the extra shot of espresso used to get me through a day, but it used to like almost make me sick at the same time.
Because you gotta eat.
You gotta eat. But I'll tell you this story. I was in Chicago. I was working for the Department of Justice. And we were doing replacing the entire like infrastructure of offices over a weekend. So we get there like on a Friday, and like Friday at 6 p.m. when the people left, and we start working, and we wouldn't stop working till like Sunday afternoon. So I remember finding in Chicago like a 64-ounce can of Monster.
Oh shit!
I don't know who allowed them to sell this shit. I don't know why this was legal. But it was this big fucking ass can of Monster. And I drank it. And when they found me in the office, I was like slumped over in the chair trying to go to sleep, but simultaneously spinning around in the chair constantly. Like, I couldn't fall asleep because I was just moving. I'm in a chair with my head down, but just moving, just spinning rotisserie style for like hours. Like, nigga, I'm trying to tell you, energy drinks do something to you. Good or bad, they do something to you. Fuck it.
Oh, damn. They do make them.
Yeah. These big ass, you seen the can? Like a cake? like a mini cake?
Amazon got the 32 ounce in packs of 12.
Yeah, these shits is not to be played with. Man, I wanna get my rant. I'm gonna get off my rant with the last thing. The dopest quote I heard of the week. Shout out to Theo Hughley and the book, How Not to Get Shot. I need to buy it and read it. I suggest you do the same. My man said the most, and I'm paraphrasing. I'm not sure if this is a direct quote, but he said the most dangerous place to be black is in a white person's imagination.
Yep, that was it. Because I saw his
God
I saw the
damn.
interview he had on what is it? The View, the
View.
Real.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One of them
yeah,
shits.
I
whatever.
saw that. And so that's why I saw it a few days ago, and I thought, no pun intended, but I thought that was real
Yeah.
because it's crazy.
It's fucking crazy. Rich, you got the rest of the show. Whatever you want to do.
Man, yeah. So I didn't really have a rant, but as we were putting together the note or whatever, I thought about something that I posted on Facebook earlier, and the shit still got me like, So from my status earlier, I put things that make you go, Did you ever notice that when you leave liquid sitting out in the room, just like regular room temperature, you leave liquid sitting out, you have a bottle of water, but the bottle of water get real hot, but your cup of coffee will get real cold. You ever notice that?
Some deep shit, Rich. Some deep shit.
And I'm like, why? I was too lazy to research it because I don't even know like what I would even look up to begin to understand this. But the shit happens all the time. Like I had a bottle of water sitting at my desk when I wrote this, and the bottle was like warm as shit, but the cup of coffee was cold. How?
I don't. For me, I'm gonna say it's that matter of perspective. Like living here in Texas, like in the wintertime when it gets down to like, and this is Texas winter, when it gets down to like 68 and that's cold, like 73 is warm. But like right now, when it's like 100, 73 is cold. It's cool. So it's like if your bottle of water is cold and it warms up, it feels hot. If your coffee is hot and it cools down, it feels cool.
I'm about to take I'm about to take a thermometer to these shits because shit had me going.
Hey, this is Flame's wisdom in this. Up in this. I don't say that word.
Yeah, I'm that had me going. But
you got to talk to me about this army situation because that one I was not aware of.
Yeah, so a bunch of coworkers were talking about this one, and apparently, like it's been a debate that's been going on for like a year or something. But basically, Austin, Texas, just won the contract. Excuse me, and the Army will be the Army picked Austin, Texas, as the new location for its Futures Command, which is crazy. And basically, the Futures Command will just be, I guess, the hub for all future endeavors and simplifying the Army efforts and testing and things like that. So it's kind of, I mean, it's kind of a good thing because it's going to bring more money and stuff to Texas, which we live here, so we could always use the more infrastructure. It's bad because all I'm thinking is just more people with guns.
More people with cars.
Oh, shit. I didn't even think about the car. First, so that was the thing. That's why I mentioned infrastructure. We need a serious overhaul of these motherfucking highways here in Texas. Because, first of all, if you know anything about anything in Texas, stay away from 35. Like, 35 it's done. You're not getting through. Fucking Loop 1 Mopac. And I had to learn this one the hard way. Mopac, a.k.a. Loop 1, does not loop. Just so you know, it does not loop. Shit go flat out, straight across. Motherfucking you can't take Mopac either. I take 360 loop. Just in case you worried about that one, that motherfucker don't loop either. Go flat out, straight across.
Hey, I'm just saying, like, no, you and I, we come from like, and I'm not trying to call New York small, but in comparison, it's fucking tiny. Like, you know, DC is extremely tiny, and New York, in comparison to Texas, it's just fucking small. And it's like, even if the traffic is bad, you don't got but so fucking far to go. You know,
yeah, and I mean, I've gone like shit in of Brooklyn to Assen of Queens, which is a very long way, and it still took me maybe like an hour and 10 minutes.
yeah,
Whereas
you could drive an hour and 10 minutes in Austin
and not be motherfucking nowhere
in clear traffic and still be in Austin.
That's not.
Like, don't let the traffic back up, and you ain't gonna be nowhere.
So that was what I was about to say. I literally live 16 miles from my job. If I don't leave my job by a certain point, I have literally been in traffic an hour and a half trying to get home.
That's what I'm
And
saying.
I
Like,
live 15 miles away.
when have you lived 15 miles away from your job before? Like, I don't ever remember
Never.
living
Never.
15 miles away from
In New
where
York, I
worked
was
before.
legit like different town. Like it,
We counted shit by blocks. Nigga, like, how many
Yeah.
blocks are you away from shit? Like, not 15 miles, my nigga. I can't see that shit from here. Like, nah.
that's what I'm saying. So this
Yeah,
this
is a
commute
different
is
world.
about to be
so
crazy.
people, please, when some shit happen in San Antonio or Houston, like, don't hit me. I'm good. Like, that shit is so fucking far away from me. Like, it ain't like when a butterfly flap its wings and then my car don't start. Like, that shit don't happen. Like, they can have a fucking earthquake in Houston, and
It's nowhere
nigga,
near
I
you.
wouldn't,
My
I wouldn't
grandmother,
feel that shit. It's
my
nowhere
grandmother
near.
hits me up all the time. Yeah, she gets upset. She's like, "Oh my god, the flooding. Are you okay?" And I was like, "That was in Houston. Listen, that was 4 hours and 350 miles away from me. I'm good. I'm nowhere near it.
All right. If they shooting in Houston, the bullets are not gonna. It can't get here. That's harsh, but it's real.
We're nowhere near it. And like you said, and I'm starting to realize Austin is big as fuck.
Austin is a big
You
fucking-
can be in Austin. You're right, and drive for an hour and still be in Austin. Like it.
Yeah.
Austin is big as fuck.
I've had to come to terms with that. You know, coming from where we come from, where like shit on the East Coast is just so packed. Like in an hour, you can cross multiple states. Like you, nigga, you can make moves in an hour. Over here,
You still here?
You still here? You still here? All right, let's get on this. Back to the TV show. I'm still not gonna give you the name. But the TV show, making moves. We coming up with new sketch ideas every
Just gonna
day.
tease the people like that. That's real ignorant, Jared.
Shut the fuck up. Anyway, we are having another casting call on the 28th. 28th of this month. It will be back at Austin Public. So that is the fucking address will be in the description or something.
1143 Northwestern.
My nigga. 1143 Northwestern Avenue in Austin, Texas. I think we're doing the same hours, 12 to 3.
Yeah, I believe so.
12 to 3. So come out. You know, we're looking for a hostess. We're looking for somebody who can keep up with me and Rich. We also looking for brand ambassadors. If you want to rock some dope ass TWS gear and be everywhere people want to be, holla at us. These are paying gigs, by the way, especially for the brand ambassadors. I believe our producer is. I don't even want to put the amount of money out there right now.
Yeah. All that stuff's gonna go through the money, man. I'm not quoting nothing.
I ain't gonna quote the money, but they paying gigs. This is not free shit. So just like. You don't have to worry about you come out and like you just auditioning for some volunteer type shit. Like these are paying gigs. No
Would
bullshit.
you know?
All right, so I'm gonna go back to a segment I created last week, and I'm gonna spin it back this week. The internet gives the best advice. This week, the best advice the internet could give: impeach Trump.
Man, I think the internet been screaming that for a while.
I mean,
now,
like
since-
today, it was like across the fucking board, like with no, like even the trumpeters, they couldn't come out. The trumpeteers, whatever you want to call them, they couldn't come out and like defend this shit. Like the stance he took in Helsinki, the way he defended Russia, the way he defended Putin, whatever, Putin.
Yeah.
Like nigga for Putin.
Listen, hey, fuck it.
All right, whatever. I ain't even gonna go there.
Can't even
But,
fuck it because he
but,
Putin.
I mean, we had McCain pretty much say that this was treasonous. Like this has been the worst example of a U.S. president in a year. But on the heels of what the fuck he did in the UK, walking ahead of the Queen and all the other bullshit.
Oh yeah, that was crazy. I saw
Crazy.
that. I was like, what?
So right on the heels of that, then he defends, Russia after everything, after all the evidence we have. And we're not talking about collusion. We're just talking about the fact that they interfered. Period. And he will admit they interfered. But now it's everybody's fault. It's a collective fault that Russia interfered with our election. Fuck out of here, dog.
Sounds
I'm just
crazy.
saying. Last week, the internet was right on point. Ladies, again, if you wear workout clothes to your dick appointments, then the walk of shame just looks like a morning run. These are facts. Right? This week, the internet says impeach Trump. I think we should take those as facts as well. That's just me. All right. Rich.
Crazy.
Rich.
Yes, sir.
Did you hear the one about the... All right. Did you hear the one about the woman who stole a piggy bank from the boy who solicited her for sex?
Hold on.
Bruh.
All right. Run that back.
All right. Did you hear the one about the woman who allegedly stole a piggy bank from a teenage boy who solicited her for sex?
I can safely say that I have not heard this one.
Well, my nigga, welcome to another episode of Guess the Ethnicity. We in this bitch. All right, Rich. So after arriving at the home, let me backtrack. A 14-year-old used his iPad to find a 22-year-old woman through a website that he thought was, I guess, a prostitute. So he invites her out to his house because his parents are not going to be there. After arriving at the home, she then instructs him to go into the bedroom and take off his pants. After this, she busts into the bedroom with the pepper spray. She stole his piggy bank and the iPad that he used to solicit her and got the fuck out of Dodge. My nigga, based on these facts and these facts alone, would you like? Now, we are guessing the ethnicity of the woman in this case, not the boy.
Got it.
So, based on these facts and these facts alone, R. Green, Rich Nerd, would you like to guess the ethnicity?
I'm gonna go say black. I'm gonna say black.
You gonna say black on that one? You want to expound upon that? Like, what are your feelings right now?
First of all, a piggy bank.
The piggy bank. Now the dude was only 14 though. He was only 14. I did let that out. Like, he was 14.
That's crazy.
What other money were we looking for?
That's good. You know what it is? His dad probably got a real good movie collection, and he saw Milk Money last week, and he was just like, "I'm about to act this out." That's
Crazy thing is that the article lists risky business.
That's a combination.
Everybody is pulling this shit from movies.
Risky Business with Tom Cruise. He did hit up his high school students for their allowance for the hookers, but in Milk Money, the group of 3 boys actually did put their allowance together, go to the city, and elicit a prostitute, but they just wanted to see her boobs. But either way, she told a 14-year-old kid to take his pants. See, I kind of want to say black because that's some real nigga shit. But I don't know. I may not want to put this one on us. I feel like she had a crack habit, and her name is Martha.
Oh man. Okay.
And
I'm saying she told him to take a shit. I'm going to the room, take off his pants, and she busted him with the pepper spray. Took the iPad that he used to get at her, and the piggy bank.
I'm gonna say black for now.
You staying with black? All right.
I'm gonna say black.
Your initial guess is African American. Moving on. All right. I'm still on the fence. I don't know if I want to talk about this. I thought about talking about the Sean McCoy fiasco, with his ex-girlfriend accusing him of whatever, and then now she's not sure if it was him. I think we got better black shit to talk about.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
Don't
Sean,
give it
I'm not gonna give it no attention. I'm not gonna give it no attention. All right. So this week, including one of the spots I hit with my dear police, I am a white woman T-shirt. Rich and I went to see Sorry to Bother You, the movie. This was my second time seeing the movie. Rich's first time seeing the movie. You comfortable, discussing it right now?
Yeah.
All right. So let's get it. I'm gonna go with you first because I saw the movie twice. I want to see your initial thoughts upon experiencing the experience because we got some like extremely negative reviews,
which I don't understand.
All right.
I really don't understand all of the negative reviews that I heard. I honestly thought it was an interesting movie, and I I feel like at the very least, even if you didn't catch the social undertones, which really weren't hidden at all. Somebody in a group said that they didn't catch any, and I'm like, how? They weren't hidden at all. It was very blatant. At the very least, it was a comedic movie.
It was funny as fuck.
It was funny as fuck. It was a comedic movie. At the very least, it was entertaining. And if you couldn't pull anything else out of that pause, Tessa Thompson had on some cheekies.
What's wrong with you?
Woo! You had a little booty. You had a booty shot. So I don't understand. Like, at the very least, you could have. I don't know. It wasn't a bad movie.
I will say this though: the first time I watched it, and I think what happened to me the first time I watched it was that I went into it with that intellectual sort of like I gotta figure this shit out. I felt pressure to walk out of that movie understanding the movie.
Yeah, you was watching to understand. Whereas if you would have watched it just to watch it, you would have understood.
Exactly. So I was watching it, and I'm dissecting every piece of imagery while I'm watching it. I'm having conversations with myself, and during those conversations, I'm missing things, and I really did walk out of that movie the first time around with this was mildly entertaining, but for the reviews that it's getting, saying it's spectacular, I'm gonna claim Emperor's Clothes. So when I saw that review from one of our group members, I identified with it immediately. Like, yeah, I wanted so much from this film, but my initial response coming out of it was that it was mildly entertaining, but maybe there was some Emperor's Clothes here. Maybe this was so weird and so complex that we were giving it too much credit than it actually deserved. But actually seeing it again with you, Rich, and then watching it, like, I know what's going to happen. Like, I'm not surprised by anything. I'm not trying to figure it out while I'm watching it. I'm just watching it as I'm watching it kind of through your eyes. Like, I'm watching it to see whether I would think this is entertaining. Mm-hmm. Like, I was so worried watching it whether or not you would think this was entertaining. And watching it that second time, I was like, yeah, this is a fucking funny movie.
It was funny as shit.
It's funny. It's entertaining. There's so much social commentary there that you can spend days picking it apart. And
that's what I'm saying. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah. So the second time around, I actually enjoyed it way more than the first time. So much so that I picked out some of my favorite quotes. So I'm gonna drop these quotes. We trying to do the spoiler-free edition. I'm kind of feeling like we were trying to gauge it coming in, and so far the way the conversation is going, I'm not sure we have to spoil it, in order to big up the film. So I'm gonna drop a couple of these quotes, and I'm gonna see, where you were at that point in the film versus where I was at the point in the film. We talk about it.
Dope.
All right. So let me see, and I think these are actually these are not in chronological order. So fuck it. All right, one of my first favorite quotes is, "Don't do that thing you do."
All right, so this quote is bomb.
Yeah. So I'm waiting to use it in real life. Because basically the quote was, "All right, so you gonna play?"
Yeah, got it.
You got it. All right, don't do that thing you do.
What thing?
That thing where you fuck it up.
Boom. Could you imagine, like, if you getting ready for anything, you about to go to a job interview, you about to handle a project, you about to walk down the aisle, like anything, and then your homeboy just pulls you to the side like, yo, don't do that thing you do.
Don't do that thing you do.
You look at this thing in the eye like, what thing? He's like, the thing where you fuck up. That's going to make you fuck up. Yeah.
That was my shit right there. Like, that one, like, I'm waiting for that moment in, like, my career where I can be like, hey, don't do that thing you do. And just, it's going to be a beautiful moment. I think Elise is probably going to get that moment. She's going to be happy. She gonna be headed to a competition or some shit like that. And I'm like, hey, don't do that thing you do. What, daddy? That thing when you fuck it up?
About to go on stage her first recital.
Yeah, just kill it. But anyway, all right. So that was my first line. That one of my favorite lines of the film, stuck out. Hopefully, if you go to see it, you'll be thinking of us when you hear that one. The other one, and this was more like just off the depth of what it meant. Like one of the characters in the movie said, "If you show people a problem they can't do anything about, they'll just get used to it." And I thought, like, in terms of social commentary, that was one of the bigger moments in the film. Because I think right now, we are shown a lot of things that we have no idea how to fix. Like this Trump issue, for most people, like, there is nothing we can really do about it. Like, the people that we want to tell to do something about it already feel like they should do something about it. But they're not doing anything. Or they can't, they don't have the numbers to do something about it. Like, there's so much to what's going on right now today where you feel like you don't, there is no way to have an impact. And what do you do when you're faced with a reality that you can't change? Or you feel like you can't change? You get used to it. It becomes the norm. And I think so many of the things that we're faced with right now, in terms of the way racism hits us, in terms of the way socioeconomic issues hit us, are things that have been long-standing issues in this country that people have felt so powerless against that they've just become used to it. It's become the norm. And so now to fight it is like you're fighting normality. Like, it's not wrong. It's just the way it is. It's just life. Like, and for you to question it is almost blasphemous in certain.
Asinine. Yep.
All right, so again, if you watch the movie, I think that's another one of those themes. Like, if you give people a problem that they don't know how to fix, that there's no way they can fix, they'll eventually just get used to it. And then when you tell them it's a problem, it doesn't make sense anymore. He didn't expound it to that level, but I'm taking it that far.
Yeah.
Flan said that. You can take it.
I think that was the point. The point was to get the viewer to think and to sort of figure these things out on their own. But I thought it was dope. I thought it was a good line.
It was definitely a good line. It's one of those that stood out with me, especially the second time watching the film. And then the last one, and this was one that really stood out to me. I don't think I even caught it the first time I watched the film. Because I think I was so shocked at that moment of what I was hearing that I wasn't listening to what the person was saying.
Mm-hmm.
But the line here was, "We don't cry over how it should be. We survive in what is." And I think that is, for me, I took that as like, that is the dilemma that a lot of black people have today. It is, you seem to have a group that will simply cry over how things should be. And my only problem with that is that throughout history, very few things have changed, if any. I'm saying very few to allow for the onesie twosies that somebody's going to bring up if I say none. But very few things have changed, if any, because of some sort of moral epiphany. Maybe morality has something to do with the drive toward trying to make it change, but more often than not, the factor that pushed things over the hump wasn't moral. More often than not, that factor is economic.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can't just, sit back and wallow in the sorrow of how things should be, or tell people that this isn't how things should be, because should doesn't necessarily move people toward doing better.
Yep.
Where I think the speaker fails at is that those aren't the only two choices: to cry about what should be or survive in what is. You can survive in what is while fighting for what should be.
True.
You can't just cry about what should be. You have to take action to try to bring about what should be. But again, like I said, that action can't necessarily be guided toward pulling at somebody's moral heartstrings, because it just historically has not worked.
Yeah.
You got to find something more riveting. It's hard to say, like, morality is not the biggest issue, but for a lot of people, there are entire industries in this world. There are entire industries in this world that depend upon people who know they're doing the wrong thing and will do it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So just telling, even if you can prove to somebody that what they're doing is wrong, is in a lot of times not enough to stop somebody from doing something that's wrong. There are millions upon millions of people, industries that depend upon people that understand that what they're doing is wrong and who don't give a fuck. So, so like I said, the crying over what should be is not enough. But the idea that the only two options are crying or surviving is also not true. There's a third option in there where you can actually fight for or make moves toward what should be. And again, I feel like it doesn't necessarily have to be a moral battleground. You need to find something bigger, a bigger stick to fight with. But that's me. But these are things I took away from that film. Rich, I'm sorry, I didn't give you a chance to respond to that line.
No. Preach your brother Flynn. I'm in total agreement. I was going to say the same thing you said. And that it doesn't have to be one or the other. There can be some middle ground, and you could, try to basically find a way to survive and make it through while fighting for better, which is what people like Martin Luther did. I mean, that's what you do.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, there were so many, deep social messages in that movie about, how far you can get playing the game. I think a lot of us, grew up with that idea where you kind of have to play the game until you get to a certain point where you can make changes.
Fake it till you make it. And then, fix the system from within.
Fix the system from within, exactly. And I think this movie kind of pointed a finger at that mentality on, here's how far you can really get. Here's what they see you as, no matter how far you think you've infiltrated. You think you've infiltrated to the inner circle, and they still see you like this.
Yep.
So that idea that somehow you gotta get in and change from inside, like even from inside, you still not inside. You still not them. You still you inside. Hey, again, like the more I talk about it with people, the more stuff I pull from the film. Like I can definitely understand. I tell people, everybody I tell to go see it, I say it's weird, and it's weird in a good way.
Yeah, it was weird as fuck, and I feel like it had to have that certain level of weird in order to have the conversation, in order to not beat you over the head with the same old everyday conversation. Like you had to what Jay-Z said, you had to spoon feed it and give it to you in a different way. Last time they tried to make the airplane noise and nobody was trying to hear it. All right, so this time they decided to use a fucking spaceship to feed it to you. Like, as long as you get the point in the end, we're all good.
Yeah, so I mean, I still encourage people to go see it. This is, I respected the majority of the actors I respected all the actors that were in the movie. Why am I saying the majority? I respected the actors that were in the movie, and that kind of geared me toward going to see it. I think that in some cases the trailer footage doesn't do it justice. I think some people have a misconception that the movie is about using your white voice.
No, that was
that is a very comedic but small part of the point.
Mm-hmm.
It is a lot of the comedy is derived from that white voice thing, but it's a very small part of the movie. So please don't think that the movie is all about, you have to use your white voice to succeed. We've known that for years. Like, I get it. That's not enough to go see a movie for. It is not the point of this movie.
No, it was way more than that.
Way more than that, too. All right. My nigga, you got any additional shit you want to talk about, bro?
No, I'm good. Actually, it was one thing. I'm trying to leave it lighthearted, but I did see something online that I wanted to. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Because did you hear that they were reopening the Emmett Till case?
I did hear about that. I haven't looked into it, and what the reason. I know that the lady who I guess testified against him, she came out and said that she was bullshitting. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, she came out and pretty much recanted her testimony. But yeah, what are we trying to do with this?
So that's what I'm saying. That's my thing. I don't know all of the facts yet, but reopening the case, like at this point, like I want to know like what it's gonna do. And I'm not trying to be negative about it because I'm asking a question genuinely because I would like to know like what the outcome necessarily like would be like. What could they change at this particular juncture? So I need to look into this. I need to research it. But if you're listening to the show and you're following this case, feel free to reach out and drop us a line.
I mean, that's if anything, you know, sitting there thinking about it, if anything could come out of this, it would be if we could really get a genuine acknowledgement from the United States about what happened to our people during this time. Like what happened if you know when we had that whole thing, when I think there was a police commissioner who came out and said that we need to acknowledge that there is a system in place, you know, that is targeting, you know, people of color and mistreating people of color. And then we kind of had a backlash, like, no, we have nothing to apologize for. Like, no, if we could get the United States of America to openly acknowledge what was done to people of color and what is being done to people of color in this country, that is the only way to move forward. So if somehow reopening this case, because I don't think there's any way to find justice. I mean, are the people that perpetrated this crime that we know was it's at this point it's not like we don't know what happened.
Yeah,
we know what happened. We know what happened to this little kid. We know that a white woman lied about it, and these men beat him to death and dropped him in a lake, in a river, you know. So he was unrecognized. We know this. These aren't things we got to figure out. We don't need a reinvestigation to come up with the story of how he died. But if somehow in a reinvestigation you decided as a country to say this was one of thousands of stories, millions of stories, and continues to this day with, you know, we just had one not too recently where a white woman accused 3 phantom black men of raping her and then had to recant. So it's not like this stuff doesn't still happen. And if the United States of America could acknowledge it, and not just acknowledge it in this case, but acknowledge it across the board and continuously, that is the only good I can see coming out of it.
And I'm a hold my breath for that one.
And that's what I would like to see. That's what I would like to see. If you want to do anything with this reopening the case, let's talk about what you are doing, what you did, what you continue to do. Like it didn't end with Emmett Till. It is still happening. It didn't begin with Emmett Till. So you need to go back to where it began and how far it is extended to, like to now. Like, and just say, yes, you are not crazy. We target you, motherfuckers. No, you are not crazy. We blame shit that you never did on you, motherfucker. We have persecuted and prosecuted you, you know, damn near out of existence on purpose.
My bad.
Just say you did it. Just say we're not crazy. Just say we're not crazy.
I think their thing is ultimately they're just trying to stick to the gaslight approach for the rest of eternity.
Nigga, if I hear the word gaslight one more time this week.
Because it's the fact that it's our everyday, like it's who can I gaslight the fuck out of today? That's exactly what it is.
So I just want to I'll submit this as proof that I understand what the term gaslighting means, and that you can't blindly accuse me of it, somehow thinking I don't know what you're accusing me of, and I can't look at what's already been done to me and see the very same intent. So, fuck it. Whatever. Gaslight my ass. Anyway, woo! I want to thank y'all for rocking with us to this point.
Ryan is on his Ric Flair.
My Rick, woo, Nature Boy. Anyway, yeah, man. Thank y'all for rocking with us. It's been another episode of What is TWS podcast. I'm trying to think of something to lead out. I'm looking at. I got the little cube we had back that had the questions.
Yeah.
The icebreakers. Let's do an icebreaker before we roll out.
Dope.
All right. Which is more important, the respect of your children or your parents? Rich first.
Respect to your children or your, it depends on at what stage in your life. If I'm a kid,
All right now for you. Do I need to call out your age?
well, I mean, I don't have any kids, so the respect to my parents, even though it's almost as if like we're in a different era, so really anything I could do can be considered disrespectful. My grandmother's like old down south southern, so I mean, I'm gonna go with parents since that's my only choice at this point.
All right. I guess for me, no diss to my mother, but at this point, like it's done. Like the raising is done.
Yeah,
it's over with. So it'd be respect to my kid.
That's
I
overall.
don't need my mother to respect me anymore. I demand respect from my child.
Very true.
All right. So on that note, go ahead.
Was she black or was she white?
Oh, motherfucking God. My nigga. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna give you I'm gonna give you some clues to try to see if you want to change it up. Let's see. This happened, and the woman was from Milwaukee. That change anything for you?
I'm thinking Bobby's World. I know that's Minnesota, but I'm thinking Bobby's World. I don't
Milwaukee.
know.
I went to college for a semester in Milwaukee. So it's not Bobby's World, my nigga. I'll tell you that right now. I'll tell you that much right now. All right. The woman was from Milwaukee. My computer's trying to act up now. All right. This dude was from Prospect Heights. I don't expect you to say anything about that. She was charged with armed robbery and held on $10,000 bail. If convicted, she could face 6 to 30 years in prison.
Black.
And the teen who solicited this sex worker will not face charges at all for solicitation.
White.
All right, yes. The woman here, Derica Brooks, is black. She was solicited through a website for sexual hookups. I guess maybe she took offense to the fact that he thought he could pay for it. Like you got a sweet talking for free. You can't put the money up. And she was like, you gonna get me here? And you 14, you gonna learn today. I feel like she should have gotten off because that's the lesson that he should have learned. Like he learned nothing from this.
No,
he's a victim. He's a victim now, but he invited himself to be a victim. Like he opened the situation for him to be a victim.
Like, bro, you try to pay for a hooker with a piggy bank though?
Like, yeah, where was the money? Where was the money?
And then what do you tell your parents when you come home and your piggy bank is cracked open?
And your iPad gone. I need a new iPad. The hooker stole
it. He's gonna blame one of the kids at school.
Hey, I had an uncle who one time gave me some binoculars, and my dumb ass being the science nerd I thought I was, I thought I could use binoculars as a microscope.
Mm-hmm.
So how in the deep south, you try to contain rainwater. So people will have like barrels of water underneath their gutters to keep the rainwater. I don't know if you're from that kind of south, but that's from
but I've seen it before. Yeah,
that's from the south. So I was trying to like look into the rainwater to like see the shit growing on the water because I knew like it had to be some sort of bacteria or something. And the binoculars fell into the rainwater, into the fucking oil drum of rainwater. And I remember being like the most terrified in my entire life to have to try to explain to somebody that I just lost these binoculars. And in a drum that you just had to tilt over and, get the water out and the shits was still there. But like just that, like I can't imagine having to say, hey, you remember that like $600 iPad you bought me?
Sorry, Hooker took
This
it.
motherfucker Hooker just,
She stole my piggy bank.
She got me
too,
with the
wearing
pepper
my
spray
shirt.
and everything. No, I wasn't even ready. She told me to take my pants off. I thought it was getting ready to go down. She had the pepper spray. I wasn't ready.
That's crazy.
Nigga, I was about to cry over some binoculars in the rainwater.
That kid was thirsty. They must have been teasing him at school.
Oh, 14, man. 14. I ain't even going to tell y'all how naive I was at 14. I ain't going to do it.
That's crazy.
All right, but again, this has been the What is TWS podcast. I am Jadon Flan. I'm joined here with my brother Rich Nerd.
Here.
We are the White Pants Society, and we thank you for rocking with us as usual. Until the next time, be safe, be a light.
Peace.
Peace.